Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's webinar, hosted by IBSC, the Indian Biomedical Skill Consortium. Thank you for joining us today. I am Meenal Maravar, Consultant, Human Resources and Marketing Team at AMTZ. I'm delighted to be a part and to host you today for this session. AMTZ, that is Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone, is India's premier hub for medical device manufacturing, innovation, skilling, a place where cutting-edge technology meets national healthcare needs. It stands as a symbol of India's commitment to Make in India in the medtech sector. Today's webinar is all about exploring the vast and evolving career opportunities in medical device industry and how you can be equipped to become a part of the dynamic and impactful ecosystem. IBSC. IBSC is a national skill consortium jointly backed by AMTZ and AIMED, dedicated to building a future-ready medtech workflow. It is a brainchild of our visionary leader, Dr. Jitendra Sharma, the medtech man of India, whose mission was to establish India's first structured platform and skilling in medical device sector. With a strong focus on hands-on training and industry's recognized certification, IBSC is transforming how biomedical professionals are trained and placed across the country. As a part of industrial webinar, today we are here conducting our 9th edition session on the topic Career Opportunities in Medical Device Industry. We are honored to have with us some esteemed guests and industry experts who will be sharing insights today. Please join me in welcoming them as they guide us through the opportunities and realities of the medtech world. We have with us today our esteemed guest, Mr. Hamid Shah Shauddin. He's a seasoned biomedical engineer professional with over 25 years of experience in the healthcare sector, primarily public sector healthcare facilities in Abu Dhabi, UAE. He's currently working as a biomedical engineer consultant at Presidential Court, UAE under MBZ Foundation of Humanity. Throughout the years, he has evolved into a senior role focusing on healthcare, technology, management, equipment planning, and maintenance for hospitals and medical centers, including esteemed facilities like AI Marfak Hospital and those under SEHA and ADNOC. He has a deep expertise in equipment, lifecycle management from procurement and installations to maintenance, calibrations, and eventual decommissioning. Mr. Hamid Shah is passionate about sharing his knowledge and experience. We are very lucky to have him today here, making significant contributions through LinkedIn, publishing articles, and recently authoring the book, Biomedical Engineer Kaleidoscope, which captures the roles and responsibilities of biomedical engineers throughout the equipment lifecycle. His work has inspired colleagues, young biomedical engineers, and students alike. Thank you for joining us today, sir. Without further ado, I now invite Mr. Hamid Shah to take over and share his insights with us. Over to you, sir.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, thank you so much, Manal, for the warm welcome. And welcome all. I can see nearly 100 participants available here. And from my background research, I came to know that the majority of you are young biomedical engineers, and some of you are still students studying in this field. I thankfully acknowledge the invitation, and without losing time, let me come to the point. Actually, the brief about myself she gave very good in detail. I'm not going in detail with my my own profile. Uh, just one thing you need to know about me is I'm a passionate biomedical engineer working in this field for last 25 years. I used to share a lot of information which I gained from my vast experience in last 25 years in this field through LinkedIn and other social media platform. Currently, I'm working as a senior biomedical consultant in the Presidential Court. It's a government sector organization in Abu Dhabi. I assume that most of you are very new to the field, and even though if you are a seasoned or an experienced biomedical engineer, just let me share my insights about the job opportunities and the current scenario happening around the world in this fascinating field of biomedical engineering. First of all, uh, biomedical engineering is a kind of an enjoyable and what I say, a field that make you happy throughout your journey in this field, which has something to give you a satisfaction each and every day if you involve with medical technology and also in the healthcare settings. This is the only field where an engineer can contribute towards the humanity and also the human health in general. World Health Organization, they have clearly given like a valid statement about biomedical engineering sector, that it is an essential field which is required for the today's modern medicine, which means without medical technology in place, a hospital can be termed as a clinical facility, which with clinical staff they would be doing their treatment with some kind of assumptions and with difficulties. The introduction of the medical technology had changed the way they treat the patients and the time taken to conclude or to diagnose a problem, then to treat it efficiently. In addition to the medication they give, in addition to the procedure they do, the tool they use is playing a vital and pivotal role nowadays to make the human healthy and also to diagnose the problems, essentially to treat the problems or the illness or diseases, finally to rehabilitate the patient in case if they need a long-term rehabilitation. That's that much important is medical technology nowadays for the modern medicine. So, as you have already learned in your college, maybe you might have taken a course which is a bachelor's degree in biomedical engineering, or a diploma, or even a higher studies, which will teach you most of the things what is essentially needed for your future career development. But when it comes to the reality, back in 2000 or even in late 90s, it was really difficult for a biomedical engineer or a professional to find a job in this field. But now plenty of students or youngsters are coming to this field either by bachelor's in biomedical engineering or electronics or electrical and electronics or even similar courses. uh, yes, it is possible that it is not necessarily that you have to particularly study the biomedical engineering, but even with other engineering domains, you will be able to enter in this field. However, to sustain, to make a remarkable growth in this field, you have to have a real passion towards it, and you need to be willing to, like continue your studies even when you are embarked on this field of, either in a hospital or in a company or even as a research and development professional. There are various opportunities where you can find yourself once you start this career. I would say, like nearly 50 percentage of the people who completed their biomedical studies are embarking towards the medical technology management. Medical technology management is something which begins right from the sales, selling of the equipment, then the usage, then maintenance and repair and maintenance, then finally decommissioning. All these can be simply termed as the medical technology management. So if I segregate those aspects in different modules, I would rather say a medical equipment has different phases in its life cycle, which begins from the research and development based on the needs in the market or the needs in the healthcare settings. Then, once it is the need is identified, the scientists or the engineers involved, they will spend their time to do research, and also to make a prototype, then to produce it in a larger scale. But before producing and selling it into the market, it has to go through a several rigorous testing and commissioning, and also regulatory requirement. All these part of the journey. Once the product is launched, it will be ready for commercial marketing in a global scale or within a region. It can be done through a direct marketing by, for example, if you ask me the key players in this segment, I would say Siemens, Philips, GE, Shimatsu, or even Roche. All these major companies are there in the market since more than 50 years, selling producing and selling medical equipment of different varieties, which is really useful for the treatment and the diagnostic purposes. So the marketing can be done directly by the manufacturers or through different suppliers in different regions. For example, in India, if you see, you can purchase a particular medical equipment produced by Philips. For example, a patient monitor or a defibrillator, you can purchase from different suppliers in the region. For example, in northern part of India, there will be a specific supplier. They have the sole distribution ship for this particular brand or model of the medical equipment, whereas you will find another supplier in another state. This is how it is being sold. But whereas in UAE, as it is a small market, each manufacturer has their own collaborated partners to market and sell the products. This is how it is being distributed globally. Uh, Apart from those major producers, which I mentioned few names earlier, there are several manufacturers from different part of the world nowadays are producing medical equipment with very good standards and durable devices. So this is one part of the medical equipment life cycle, where it is research and development is conducted properly with the regulatory complaints. They are producing it in a factory or sector. Then it is being marketed through different methodologies. Once it is arrived in the market, the the ultimate users of the medical equipment are the hospitals, where they will be using these devices for majorly three purposes. One is the diagnostic purpose, second one is the therapeutic purpose, and finally it will be for the rehabilitation purpose also. In addition to the medical or real medical technology world with involving medical equipment, there are other researches happening in this field, which is like biomaterials, and also like tissue engineering. All these are different part, whereas my focus is basically towards the technology management within the healthcare settings. For the last 25 years, I never worked anywhere else other than the hospitals. That's why today my focus will be more about the healthcare technology management within the hospital, whereas I'll give you some ideas about the other segments also where you can find suitable placement in this field. So if I if I club this job opportunities related to the life cycle of the equipment, basically I can say if you are a passionate engineer having enough academic background towards the detailed study about electronics, biomaterials, and even the human anatomy and all, basically you are it is already included in your curriculum, I believe. Based on the based on your age, your financial status, I recommend if you are a student, continue your studies and try as much as possible to grab the knowledge and information during your academic period. If you are currently pursuing for the diploma in biomedical engineering, don't immediately jump to find a job. I would recommend you to go for a bachelor's degree and if possible a master's. And if you still your time and your age and your financial status permits, continue to get a PhD. Go for a research and development, which is the real world where the real things are happening, because it's a really evolving field where new developments are being uh, conducted and studied on a larger scale. Many governments nowadays are spending a huge amount of money for the research and development in this field, because this is the core and baseline of a healthy healthcare system in every ecosystem. That's why the more you learn, the more you study, the more opportunity you will get to embark into a research and development field, which is the very rare field where you can sustain and to excel in this field. The reason why I'm telling is, right from my completion of my academic things in this field, I have joined in a hospital, and till now I continue working in hospital settings. But apparently you'll grow, but that growth is limited to a particular field which is called clinical engineering field. A biomedical engineer working within a hospital settings, they are commonly or generally known as clinical engineer. They do maintain, they do repair, they do medical equipment planning for a healthcare facility. They do it is within the healthcare facility. That's one of the segment where you can find job opportunity within this field. That's one. The second thing, as I said earlier, it is a research and development which you really need to focus more towards your academics, and you be ready to study further until you reach your goal. That's why I'm telling again, once you have embarked to the field as a field service engineer or a clinical engineer, it is really hard to go back to a research engineer in this field. Now, let me list out few major job titles or job responsibilities you can find. Clinical engineer, the engineers who are working within the hospital healthcare settings. Second is a field service engineer. I'll tell you what it is. Then a sales engineer, an engineer who market the medical equipment to the hospitals or to the to a certain region or in a country as a whole. Then you can say application specialists. Then uh, rehabilitation engineers. Then you can find a job in regulatory affair engineers, research and development, production engineer. All these are closely related with medical technology. Uh, what does a field service engineer do? Usually, as I told you earlier, every manufacturers produce different range of medical equipment, whether it can be imaging equipment, which is generally used for the uh, imaging of the human body, mostly radiology equipment. For example, CT scan, MRI, X-ray, fluoroscopy. All these are imaging equipment, which mostly are bit complicated and sophisticated devices. These devices need specific training for the repair and maintenance of those items. For example, an MRI scanner, which is quite expensive, you can say few crores in India or $1 or $2 million, the price of a 3 Tesla MRI scanner, which is a very sophisticated and complicated technology, which I would say in the history of medical technology, it is one of the masterpiece of engineering and technology combined together to make the internal uh, anatomy of a human body visible in a very clear manner. Even soft tissues can be visible, and the anomalies can be studied very properly using an MRI. That's how complicated it is. So the repair of the MRI or the maintenance of the MRI is as complicated as the MRI itself. So a normal engineer cannot easily handle the repair and maintenance of an MRI scanner. So is the other imaging equipment also. Similarly, if you see the laboratory, the medical laboratory, the pathology lab you see in the hospitals are quite unique, which has a lot of analyzers there: biochemistry analyzer, hematology analyzer, blood gas analyzer, and a plenty of like a combination of medical devices you can see in a laboratory. For instance, if you go to a lab or to a hospital for a blood test, ultimately what you do, the phlebotomist just draw a few drops of blood or a small amount of blood from your body. It will be sent to the lab for the concerned test prescribed by the doctor. That particular volume of blood is being taken a little by little to different analyzers to give you different counts from your body and different parameters measurement from your body, the oxygen saturation and the even different electrolytes from your body. All these can be measured using different analyzers. So these analyzers work with different principles and mechanism, which is kind of a factory inside, you can say, that also needs specific training for the repair and maintenance. Whereas when you work in a hospital, you have, for example, a 100-bed hospital. Usually, the size of the hospital is determined based on the number of inpatient beds or the number of outpatient clinics and specialties. These are the major measured values to tell you the size of the hospital. A general hospital in your village or in your town, if I say it is a 150 multi-speciality hospital, 150 bed multi-speciality hospital means it's a hospital. It can accommodate the inpatient of 150 patients at a time, which may have different categories. Some ward, for example, surgical ward, you can say male medical ward or female medical ward, then pediatric ward. Then you'll say there will be a certain percentage of this total number of beds as ICU, intensive care unit. Some of them will be NICU, neonatal intensive care unit. Some of them might be coronary care unit. So there are so many departments within the hospital. So the size of the hospital, you'll say it is 150 bed hospital or 200 bed hospital. AIMS, Delhi, it is more than 1,000 bed hospital. So that's the size of the hospitals. So within the hospital, if I take a 100-bed hospital as an example, with different specialities included, which will have, as I said, the inpatient wards, the outpatient ward where the patient come to consult with the doctor. It will have different clinics there. Then an emergency department will be there, where it can accommodate 5 to 10 patients at a time, different emergency and trauma cases. Then you will see a laboratory. You can see an imaging department where you generally call radiology or X-ray department, and there are several other departments working in the back end, like CSSD, Central Sterilization Department, a supply chain department, biomedical engineering department. All these are the essential components of the hospitals. Sometimes, as a patient, if you go to the hospital, you might see only the clinical areas of it. As I said, the outpatient department where you go to see the patient or see the doctor, get your prescription, go to the pharmacy, get your medication, and go home. Sometimes you went to see the doctor in the outpatient department, the doctor might prescribe you three things. The first thing is for your medication if needed. Sometimes they might give you a prescription to go to the laboratory to give your blood samples or the other body fluids or samples. Then they might give you a prescription to go to the imaging department to get a scanning or x-ray or something related to that. These are the area you might be able to see if you go to a hospital. In case the doctor find that you are having a severe illness, after studying the blood samples and also the x-ray results, you might be advised to be admitted there. That admission can happen in different areas based on the severeness of your illness. Either you will be admitted in a normal ward, or you may undergo a surgery. In that case, you will be taken to the operation theater, or you will be immediately admitted in the emergency department for observation for few hours, or straight away to the ICU for a close intervention of treatments. In all these departments, apart from the doctors, nurses, clinical, paramedical staff, you will see a set of medical equipment placed there. Each and every piece of equipment has its own duties, its own functions. Some of them might be used for finding out your problems, like, for example, a patient monitor, which the why I'm saying more towards the clubbing together with the hospital environment is the ultimate aim of any medical equipment is to be used within a healthcare facility. So to get you a clear understanding on how important is the medical equipment, that much important is the biomedical department also, the biomedical engineer also. Unfortunately, in several areas of the globe or in several countries, we are not greatly evaluated. Our importance is not valued much. Earlier it was even worse. Now it is, getting more and more popular, and many hospitals nowadays are giving importance to such a department. But at the same time, the number of people coming to this field are more. That's why there is a slight difficulty in finding a job nowadays. But still, if you have a passion, if you have a good willingness to learn, this field will never let you down, and you will have a good future if you start working in this field. Let me come back to the hospital. Uh, if you go to an OPD or an outpatient department, first you will be taken to a triage room where they will investigate you physically and also through medical equipment. A patient monitor, for example, it will be connected to you to measure your blood pressure, your oxygen saturation, your temperature, and also a weighing scale to check your weight. This room, this particular area is called a triage room, where your vital signs are being measured, and it will be taken to the doctor's room when you enter to the doctor. So the doctor will have a clear idea about your physical condition, whether you are healthy enough, or you, what's your temperature, what's your blood pressure, what is your height, weight, and all these the basic parameters, and your oxygen saturation in the body. All these will be seen right as soon you arrive at the doctor's room. So that particular set of equipment plays a critical role in your diagnostic purpose. Even though the value of those equipment are far less compared to the MRI or CT or X-ray machines, that also plays a very essential role in the diagnostic purpose. In case if they find, you have some chest pain or something, they will be taking your ECG using an ECG machine, also a diagnostic equipment. In case a patient is brought to the emergency department with a heart related problem, either cardiac arrest or heart attack, they will be giving a high voltage shock for a short span of time, which is called a defibrillation process using a defibrillator. This is a therapeutic equipment which gives you a shock treatment to enhance your blood circulation through giving a restart to your heart. So, in generally, you can say the medical equipment can broadly be divided into uh, mm, uh, two areas. One is therapeutic purpose equipment, and the other one is diagnostic purpose equipments. A ventilator, for example, it's a therapeutic device which assists you to breathe. If you are unable to breathe properly, the doctors will be connecting the ventilator to your respiratory system to give you a mechanical assistance for your natural breathing process. So, in a 100-bed hospital, you may find an a total number of equipment from 1,500 to 3,000 equipment based on the financial capacity of the hospital or the capex ability of the hospital. Generally, in Middle East, in Gulf countries, you might see nearly 1,000 pieces of equipment, but from, like, for example, you will see infusion pump, syringe pump, those pumps in plenty number, ECG machine maybe 5 or 6, defibrillator maybe 10 numbers, and operation theater, if there are 3 operation theater, there are set of equipment required for each operation theater. If you combine all these together in a list, that particular list is called the inventory of medical devices in a hospital. So those engineers working within the hospital are called clinical engineers. They will be taking care of the entire medical technology available with the hospital. They will be doing the preventive maintenance of each piece of equipment. But there are certain equipment which they cannot manage by themselves. For example, a biochemistry analyzer in the lab, an MRI scanner in the radiology, an X-ray machine in the radiology. All these equipment, as I said earlier, how sophisticated the equipment is, that much sophisticated or complicated the process of maintenance. That's why you need a specialist for that particular equipment. That's where the importance of field service engineer. Field service engineers are those engineers who will be well trained for one or two particular products. For example, in radiology, if I say a CT scan from Philips or Siemens or even from any other manufacturer, they train their own engineers or the engineers from their dealers or their business partners in that region. For example, a company named X in Delhi is the sole distributor of Siemens X-ray machines in that region. Either the Siemens engineer themselves or a particular engineer working in that company will be trained in the Siemens factory in Germany to maintain that particular piece of equipment. That engineer will be responsible for only Siemens modalities, either a CT or an MRI or an X-ray or all the three of them. Even there is another factor. Siemens themselves has different models of X-rays and different types of X-rays. For example, portable X-ray machine, which can be moved here and there in different wards of the hospital, a fixed digital X-ray, which is fixed within the radiology, or a fluoroscopy machine, which is also another kind of X-ray machine, or a CT scan. So even the fixed X-ray machine will have different models. The old model, new model, each model will have different names and different capabilities also. And the price also varies according to the capabilities and the technical features of the equipment. So a particular field service engineer will have fully trained A to Z about a particular piece of equipment or one or two models of equipment or one or two modalities of that company or the manufacturer. He will be responsible for the maintenance of those three equipment only or four equipments. But his responsibility is not limited to a particular hospital. His responsibility is limited to that certain area in which wherever that piece of equipment is installed in different hospitals, whenever needed, he will be going there to do the maintenance. That's what a field service engineer do. So the major difference between a hospital biomedical engineer called clinical engineer and a field service engineer is that a hospital biomedical engineer will be taking care of plenty of equipment, maybe of less sophistication. For example, an ECG machine, a defibrillator, infusion pumps, syringe pumps, nebulizer, oxygen concentrator. You can see a patient blanket warmer and centrifuge microscope. You can name a lot of equipment which are not that complicated to maintain, but the number of equipment are plenty there. So he will be responsible for the repair and maintenance of those equipment there within the hospital. Whereas in the same hospital, you will have some major high-end equipment like keep telling the examples of CT and MR or laboratory analyzers, because those are the major stakeholders in this segment being maintained by the field service engineers. Now, I assume that you got the difference between a field service engineer and a hospital clinical engineer. This is the basic difference, but still there are a lot of detailed responsibilities. I might say for a clinical engineer will have a set of responsibilities within the hospital, whereas a field service engineer has his own responsibilities. Both are ultimately aiming for the maintenance or repair or the medical technology management, but in different aspect or different ways they are executing the process. That's a difference. uh, I want your feedback from one or two guys if the way I'm proceeding is useful or no. Please type it here.
I request everyone raise.
so that we get to understand, or you can even message in the chat box. Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you, Swara. Ramya. Yes, sir. You can proceed, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Enough. I got in plenty of feedbacks. Okay. Now, I told you about only two segments, but in very brief. I would like to give you more and more about these, different aspect of engineering, biomedical engineering field. But the time, I don't think the time may permit. Uh, a very very brief idea about two segments I have already told you. Now let me tell you about application specialist. For example, if you buy a mobile phone, a new one, a smartphone newly launched by Samsung or Apple, nowadays we don't have much difficulty in using it because we already have some idea what is the core usage of such a device. Imagine you get something you imagine you get something which is very really new for you. While looking to a piece of equipment you don't know what it is, then what you will do, you have to have a user manual of it and how to use it, and you need to learn it by yourself. But when it comes to a medical equipment, it is not very easy for the clinical or doctors to understand the entire functions of it very easily. So there should be someone to teach them how to use it technically and clinically. A mobile phone or a smartphone has some features like you can simply use it for calling somebody and do your conversation, and that's it. That is the basic function of the phone. But nowadays people are using the mobile phone for several purposes to do your banking, to send files, and so many functions you can do. There are several applications. Order your daily commodities, or to buying foods. All these you are using depending on your mobile phones. But for a medical device, it is intended for a certain purpose only. For example, an ECG machine is used for the monitoring of your heart activities or your cardiac activities, to plot you the ECG waveform, to give you elaborated study of the electrical activity of your heart or your body related to the cardiac system or the circulatory system. So while placing your electrodes in the respective parts of your body, the machine automatically will capture the electrical activity from your body, and it will show you in a screen the ECG waveforms, and also it can be saved in different format, or even give you a printout. The doctor will look into that and will understand the condition of the patient's electrical activity in the heart. In case if a newly launched ECG machine has AI capability, and it has the ability to tell you the problems within the heart without a doctor seeing it, without an evaluation or interpretation from the doctor, the machine itself can say the patient is at the moment he is okay, but there's a chance that he can have an irregular waveform in the nearest future. So a doctor who is experienced in the older version of the ECG machine may not be able to use the new updated version of the new model because of the technological advancement. That's why somebody has to teach him how to use it properly, or the doctor will be using the ECG machine as before, even though the machine has the capability of giving you more, as he don't know the total ability or the fullest capacity of the functionality of the equipment, he will be still using the advanced machine only with a limited capacity. For example, your smartphone, it can be used for several purposes, but you are using it only for calling somebody and conveying your message, and that's it. Imagine how embarrassing the situation will be. You have a mobile phone which worth several thousands of rupees, and you are using it only for the purpose of calling people, and that's it. In that case, you don't need a smartphone. You need only a normal phone, like the older Nokia version of phone, something like, or even a land phone will do. Similarly, in medical technology, the advanced technological abilities, sophisticated softwares or embedded softwares in the system, it has a lot of technical and clinical capabilities which need to be correlated with the doctor's language and teach them, or the clinical staff, how to use it. This can be done by engineers very effectively, because biomedical engineers in particular, they have the knowledge of the technical aspect of the system, and they know what the capabilities it can have, and you can correlate with the human anatomy, and to teach the doctors how efficiently and how effectively it can be used. For example, a ventilator is something which give or assist the patient for the mechanical ventilation in case the it's his own respiratory system has some difficulty, or some trauma condition or accidents, or even some critical illness make him not able to breathe by himself. So the doctors, or see, I'll tell you one more thing. Don't think that in a hospital settings the clinical staff means only doctors and nurses. There are several other paramedic or technical and non-technical staff working within the hospital settings for the effective treatment process. I would say you can see a doctor, you can see nurses, you can see radiographers in the radiology, you can see lab technologists in the laboratory, ECG technician, perfusionist, a respiratory therapist, physiotherapist, dietitians, optometrists. There are plenty of types of workforce available in a hospital. But people usually see doctors and nurses. That's why they are most popular than the others. So is biomedical engineering also. Majority of the people, common man, they are going to the hospital doesn't know there is a workforce technically competent and technically capable of maintaining all these big and small equipments. That's the main role of biomedical engineers. Also, you'll see a respiratory therapist. What they do, they are the people, workforce, operating the ventilators within the hospital. particularly inside ICU department or in the emergency departments. So don't think that doctors and nurses are doing everything related to the treatment process. There are other workforces also behind the scene working tirelessly to make the system efficient. Uh, Now, regarding the application specialist, why biomedical engineers are most suitable for this purpose? Because as it is a machine, we know clearly about the systemic process happening within the machine. At the same time, you have that background about the human physiology and anatomy, which you have already learned or studied during your academic process, which will be helpful for you to grasp easily, then to convey the doctors what technically happens in the machine and what changes it can make within the human body, or what kind of capturing it is doing from the human body. So if you are good in your language fluency, of course English is one of the most needed language for this profession, and your technical ability to explain the process, and your ability to correlate with the human anatomy and the physiology, you'll be a good fit for the application specialist. All major equipment, sometimes even the minor equipment, need an application specialist to teach the clinical staff for the fullest capacity of the usage of medical devices. Now I have told you about three segments: clinical engineers working in the hospitals to take care of the equipments within the hospital, which is commonly available for the treatment or the therapeutic, diagnostic purposes. Second one, I told you about the um, field service engineers who are trained for particular piece of equipments, especially high-end equipment. It can be either directly from the manufacturer or from the distributor in that region. Will be well trained from the factory. It is called OEM training, original equipment manufacturer training, on particular modalities, and they will be doing maintenance on that particular piece of equipment in different hospitals in a region. The third one is application specialist. They don't usually sit in a particular hospital. They are also like the field service engineer. They will be represented through either the manufacturer themselves directly or through the distributor. So the chances of getting job as a field service engineer is from the manufacturer or the suppliers who sell the medical equipment. Similarly, the chances of getting a job as a field service engineer also through the manufacturer or the suppliers. Then the clinical engineers are employed by the hospitals, either for their one hospital or several hospitals or clinics associated. Now we completed application specialist, field service engineer, and clinical engineer. The next major one is sales or marketing engineers. Similar to any other product, medical equipment also needs some marketing, because this there is a huge, big, and enormous competition happening between different manufacturers, their products, their capabilities, their features, and everything. So you need a technically competent professionals to sell this equipment to the right people, the right hospital at the right time, on like an optimum value or budget. So your ability to make interpersonal communication, and your capacity building as relation maintenance, also to convey the abilities of the machines technically and clinically to the concerned purchase department or the biomedical engineers within the hospitals. You go and meet them and tell them the abilities of the new product launched, and what kind of features it has, the price of the equipment which is competent enough to sell, and also the after sales service support you are offering. All these are the major components the hospitals evaluate before they make a purchase of a new equipment. So there are possibilities. You can work as sales engineers. Don't think that you will be purely a sales guy in in the future. That's why you don't want to become a sales engineer. No, it's not like that. You are called sales specialist for medical technology, which is as important as a clinical engineer working in the hospital, because your knowledge, your ability to sell the equipment, the product is also a pivotal part of the equipment life cycle. Now, four things I told you. Now, let me come to the next one, which is regulatory affairs engineers. Means, I told you in the process of research and development, then to produce the equipment in the production facility, you have to comply with certain regional and international regulations to make this equipment suitable for the marketing in the global scale or in a regional scale. You have to follow the standards which is stipulated by the regional government, the authorities, or even if you want to sell it in a global scale, there are bodies, regulatory bodies in place. For example, if you want to sell any product, any medical technology within the US market, you have to have approval from the FDA, US FDA, Food and Drug Administration. This is the full form of FDA. You need to get, it's a lengthy process. You have to go through that process. See, if you are curious about what I said so far, you just make a note of it and go make research by yourself, either through Google search or chat GPT. You can just search and find out more details about it, because in 1 hour time we can't give you much of information, because I'm telling you from, see, I'm not referring anywhere. I'm telling everything from my own experience and my memory, because for last 25 years I'm dealing with medical equipment. Currently I'm working, I started my career as a biomedical technician, where I used to go and repair the medical equipment whenever there is a problem, or preventive maintenance as per the manufacturer recommendation. uh, uh, Repairing medical equipment, like it is kind of repairing any other devices. So I worked as a technician for nearly 8 years in my career, beginning of my career. Then I was promoted as a biomedical engineer, then promoted as a senior biomedical engineer. Now I'm working as a consultant. So the last thing I told you about the segment is regulatory affair engineer. So they have a lot of documentation processes for getting approvals on the medical equipment manufacturing, and also to make the equipment competent enough to sell in the market. These processes being handled by the regulatory affairs engineers. Nowadays, a good amount of the number of engineers are also, biomedical engineers are also going to this field, because it is also emerging so quickly. So we have done with regulatory affairs engineers, clinical engineers, field service engineers, application specialists, sales engineers. Then you can work as this research and development engineers, which I told you in the beginning. Like that, if you want to be in that field, you have to continue your studies and make a determined mind that I will be a researcher. So keep studying until you achieve your goal, because once you embark as a sales engineer or a field service engineer or a clinical application specialist, or even as a clinical engineer within the hospital, it is very, really, literally impossible to go back as a research and development engineer, because it is from my own experience. I'm telling you, I never have seen a single biomedical engineer who worked as a clinical engineer become later became a research engineer. No, it is really difficult. So if you want to become a researcher, make sure that you already have your mindset during your studies, and you continue your studies until you achieve that goal. Okay. Now, um, these are the major, like roles, I would say. Now, there is another key important role which I would say is, like medical equipment planner or medical equipment consultant, which currently I'm working as a consultant and planner. This can't be easily achieved without having a plenty of experience in you working, especially as a clinical engineer. To become a good planner, you must have the experience within the healthcare settings for several years. but also through executing projects like new clinics or projects, or yearly capex and opex budget preparation for the hospital for several years, and working in the hospital expansion projects or in building a new hospital project. You will get acquire enough knowledge about, how, what is the need assessment of a technology within a hospital. For example, you have plenty of, as I said, for a 100 bed hospital, you will have 1,500 to 3,000 equipment in the hospital. When all these equipment need to be replaced, when a new equipment has to be purchased, what is the need of a new equipment in the hospital, all these you will gain from your experience within the hospital. After having a plenty of experience gained through your experience, once you realize that, okay, now I know several things about the in and out of healthcare technology and its management within a hospital settings, I am good enough to work as a consultant. Then you will learn more about that, how a consultant work in a hospital, sorry, in a healthcare settings, to make it more effective. All these will make you understand more about this field, how to become a medical equipment planner. This is another segment. Basically, I would say these are the major aspect of job response, possible opportunities within the biomedical domain. And there are a few other also, like biomaterial engineer, rehabilitation engineer. All these you can, having with this basic knowledge, you do your further research, you will find so many things using Googles and things. And later, if you have queries about what I have discussed so far, or you find anything more, you can send email to Mr. Naresh. He will be compiling all those questions and send to me, and as much as possible, when I get time, I will be replying to those queries later. Now, I don't want to take much of your time, and also, if you have questions, we can go through. Let me read some of them.
So can we take the question answer session in the end?
Naresh, do we have more time now, or it's about to end?
Yes, we have some time, sir. Once Naresh sir has spoken, and then we can have the Q&A session. Is it okay for
Okay,
you?
then, yeah, for me it's fine. Yes.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the wonderful insights and career opportunities that are there for all the students and guests. And I can see they're still awaiting more from you. And, just because the time is less, I am definitely sure they want more and more of you. So let me introduce you to our host, Mr. Nituri Naresh Kumar. Mr. Naresh is a national coordinator for Indian Biomedical Consortium, IBSC, who brings rich experience driving hands-on skill development at AMTZ. As an integral part of the training division at AMTZ in Visakhapatnam, Mr. Naresh and his team has been instrumental in coordinating and delivering workshops and certificate courses tailored for biomedical engineers, including radiology equipment, servicing, regulatory affairs, and instrumental training, and many more certifications. His efforts have empowered students and professionals across India through immersive on-campus programs, providing both technical depth and real-world applicability. With a keen focus on bridging academic learning and industry readiness, Mr. Naresh has played a key role in taking IBSC's training ecosystem to next level at AMTZ, fostering partnerships and ensuring placements that truly benefits participants. To all the attendees, please note that we will have a dedicated Q&A session following Mr. Naresh's talk. So feel free to note down your questions and you can put it in the message box. We will go one by one through it. Without further ado, I now invite Mr. Naresh to take over the session and share his valuable insights with us. Over to you, Mr. Naresh.
I think still he is mute.
Yes, I'll just give him the host rights. Just a second.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please stop the sharing, share the screen. So before starting the session, I have one question to all the participants. Only one question. It is about the uh, size. What is the size of the Indian medical device market and the position in the world? Okay, in the chat box, I'm sharing the question. Please take 1 minute time and post in the chat box. Yeah, 1 minute. Amit sir, thank you so much. Amit sir, thank you so much for joining the session after a long time. During the pandemic, right? I remember we conducted the sessions. These are the ninth series. Earlier, we conducted the eighth series on different topics earlier. Now we are restarting the programs every month. We are planning to invite the subject matter experts in the various domains from the different medical device companies and across the globe. It's not only from the India, from the across the globe, and to conduct the such type of the information session to the worldwide biomedical engineers. And one apologies from our side that this meeting actually we invited, and earlier we conducted meeting for the almost 300, 400, 500 size. So I thought the same. I informed to our IT department that we are conducting the session, and they given the created the link, but there is a limitation for the 100. So that's why so many other participants are not able to join. However, this is a recorded one. We will share the recordings to all the registered participants. As of now, we have the 800 plus candidates fill the Google form. Uh, so we will share the recordings to the all the registered participants. So I am able to see the answers. It's 50,000, might be it's a 50,000 crores, and no, I don't know. And the answers, which is some answers are relevant answer, is 7.3 billion USD market size in year 2024, right? Yes, and it's a fourth place. Yes, that's the right answer. So the reason why I'm mentioning about the Indian medical device market size is it's a first is a base. Okay, if we go back in the earlier 2000 in India, the IT boom is started. Before that one, very few candidates has done the software employees. When the IT boom, Microsoft they start up the companies in India. Then in the last 25 years of the journey, and now we are in the IT like at second place or the third place in the world. Earlier, before that one, pharmaceutical industry in the late 1990s it started. The pharmaceutical industry in the 30 years of the journey, now it's a world top. Currently, government of India medical device market it is in supporting the medical device manufacturing in India. As of now, the current market value is the 80,000 crores, 80,000 crores Indian market value, and it is in a projected to the expected for the huge number 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh crores in the coming year. Coming years means not 2027 or 8. It will like another 5, 10, 15, 20 years of the time down the line. This market will be become the third largest or even the second largest also. And manufacturing India now it is in the globally the manufacturing hub from the other countries like China, it is shifting to the India. Okay, it's not happened immediately, but in the down the line 10 years 15 years down the line, so it will be change the manufacturing hub to the India for the all the other sectors including the medical devices. Number one, population now it is already reached number one. 3 years 4 years back it's a 140 crore population, and it's reached. And we required the healthcare facilities. The basic requirements is healthcare is a one of the part of the basic requirements. So in the healthcare, medical equipment is required. Without the medical equipment, the doctor cannot do anything. Any report, any assessment is required. The basically medical equipment is required. Okay, so wherever there is a medical equipment is there, there is a need for the biomedical engineer. A simple concept. Okay, and coming to the industry, now in India we have that 1,000 manufacturers are there. These are the majority is like a small scale, like 70 percentage is like a small scale, and 30 percentage in the large scale manufacturers we have. The manufacturers, they do the exporting the medical device products to other countries also. Even the global USA also, we will export the medical equipments. Okay. So this will create the employment opportunities. First thing, the one live example is AMTZ, Andhra Pradesh Medtech Zone, where I am here working the past 7 years as a head for the training skill division. It's an IBSC, Indian Biomedical Skill Consortium. In IBSC, it's in AMTZ, it's in a 270 acres campus space wise, and we have the 160 plus medical device manufacturers. In our AMTZ, it's almost from the start, from the glucometer to the MRI missions, almost 1,200 variety of the products they are manufacturing here. In addition to this zone, government of India is setting the four such type of the zones, medical device manufacturing zones in other countries. Madhya Pradesh at Indore, Ujjain, it's there, and in the Noida, it's already in the construction phase, and in the Uttarakhand, it's there, and other states like the Hyderabad also, they have the Telangana Medical Device Park, and in the Gujarat state also, at Rajkot Medical Device Park, they are planning. So over period of the time, we will see around minimum of an 10 such type of the medical device manufacturing hubs in India. Okay, what will happen? We have 100 plus manufacturers now, as of now, 270 acres campus. Once the zone is full, or it's fully occupied with the 200 or 250 plus manufacturers in each zone, each company, it's required the minimum of an 100 manpower. It's a just I'm calculating roughly overall. Some companies may be required more, some companies may be required less also. On an average, if we take 100 manpowers, it's required 20,000 employment opportunities. It is only in the production domain only in the manufacturing side. Majority of the jobs, it will be again in the diploma level production engineering. This type of the jobs will be there, quality and regulatory, and production, R&D device, R&D device. These are the 30% of the job roles will be there. Higher positions required, qualifications wise. So in each 10 zones, if we calculate in the over period of the time, like 10 years, 15 years, if all 10 medical device manufacturing parks are were established, and they have the 200 plus manufacturing companies, at least like a 2 lakhs of the each zone is having the if it is if it is 200 companies, like 100 manpower means 20,000 employment opportunities. So if it is a 10 zones, like a 2 lakh employment opportunities in the medical device manufacturing only. Once the product is manufactured, then what will happen? There is a supply chain. It will go to the hospital. Where is the hospital? There is a salesperson is required. Once the product is purchasing, there is a purchase manpower is required, and the installation engineer is required in the hospital. A hospital biomedical engineer is required. When the purchase equipment is purchased, then there is a during the purchase, sales engineer, application specialist is coming to the picture. Then post purchase, there is a service person is required. This is all supply chain. It's a part of the ecosystem. First, it will start with the manufacturing, then the product life cycle. Depending upon the type of the product, it may be 6 years down the line or 10 years down the line type of the equipment. And these are the, it will create at least 5x to 10x of the employment opportunities. If a one manufacturer engineer is there at the manufacturing facility, at least 5x of the employment opportunities it will create outside the manufacturing zone. So the objective why I'm stressing this point values is, we have the less number of the colleges offering this course, biomedical engineering course. If those who are from the students, they know that one. Like if we say the case in the Tamil Nadu, there are almost some 45 colleges offering this course. And if it is a case in where in my state currently, in Andhra Pradesh, there is only one college for a 5 crore population. Is only one college, Vignan University, is offering this course. 2024 only, Gitam University they started, and the graduate they will come by 2028 only. Okay, and whereas in the case of the Kerala, there is only four engineering colleges and five diploma colleges only offering this course. There is no MTech college till date. This year only, Sahardaya or one college they started the MTech in biomedical engineering course. There is no PhD program in entire Kerala state. There is no even IIT Palakkad or any NIT Calicut also not offering the PhD or master's level courses. So the availability of the graduate students and the diploma students also, technician and BTech level students, is very very important to the entire country, not only for the one particular state or the region, because our healthcare system is there in the tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities also. It's well established healthcare facility. It's well established. It's approved with our pandemic. So we taken the everyday 12 lakh RT-PCR kits were taken. So that is an example, live example. In the district level, at the village level, we have the healthcare good infrastructure. However, the biomedical engineer is not a part of this system. So it should be implement. So if it is implement, then there is a requirement of the lack of the availability of the biomedical engineers. So those who are studying the biomedical engineering course, the first thing is they should not compare with the any other courses, other any other branches, like a CSC or other domains, and there is a no field, there is a no opportunities in the core biomedical field. It's very difficult that one for a company to get a one or two candidates to get come go to the some particular college and to conduct the placement drive. That is the only the challenge in the biomedical field. The companies will not come to the college, so there is a, some bridges required. Okay, so that is called IBS, Indian Biomedical Skill Consortium, bridge between the industry and the academic. So we offer the various skill training programs in the biomedical engineering area. It started in the August 2020. Now it's almost 4.5 years of the journey. And we started with the skill programs, online program first initially we started. Then after we started the offline programs, the students are coming from India, different states, different level, pursuing students, graduate students, unemployed students. They came here and working professionals also, many of them may be attending, those who they may attended our programs. In the online program also we conduct the programs for the working professionals, and from the day one onwards international students are there in the online mode. And currently the all the way they are coming for the to India to take the our skill training programs. We offer one particular program, that is X-ray service training program. It's a 3 months on campus training program. We teach about the board level repair of the X-ray machines. The candidates is came from Ghana this January. 3 months is successfully completed. Then again, one candidate came from Saudi Arabia, and currently he's pursuing the 3 months radiology program. So with this 4 years of experience, we almost trained around 3,000 of candidates in various programs, and now we upgraded our programs to the full-fledged like a academic kind of the program. It's not an academic degree. Again, it's a skill certificate. It's a 6 months duration program. So Mr. Srikant, can you please share the slide about the programs?
Yes, sir.
Any questions to sir and my regarding to me also? Please address. Please post this 10 minutes of the overview about the programs. I will we will take the questions one by one. You can question any questions, post in the chat box. Huh? Without delay, we will take the questions. Post 10 minutes of the overview of these programs. So Sir said in the earlier presentation, regulatory affairs. Regulatory affairs is a simple like to sell any product. It should require the meet the compliance of the particular company, particular country. To sell our product, Indian medical device, if any product is manufactured, to sell that product in the Europe country, EU certification is required. If it is to sell it in the other country, US FDA, USA means US FDA certification is required. Simple one. So regulatory is in the our academics BTech in biomedical engineering, there is no subject till date. It's only one elective subject in NPTEL the students will take. Okay, however, there are good opportunities are there in the regulatory affairs. It is an open to all the domains, not only to the biomedical engineering, even the mechanical engineer also can do. If you see the any profiles in the LinkedIn, their education may be in the life science, the microbiology, and the mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. So very less number of the biomedical candidates are entering into the regulatory domain, because the candidates either after completing the bachelor degree they will go for the job, either in the hospital, service, sales, application specialist. These are the entry level opportunities, and they will go to the higher levels only. They don't know about the regulatory affairs. So it should be take some additional skill set is required. See, education is just a degree, and it will just create a basic opportunities only, not the specialized opportunity. To get the specialized opportunity like MTech, some kind of the skill certificate, additional trainings are required. So in this program, we'll teach about the regulatory affairs. It is one of our successful program. And the first important thing, all our IBSc programs are accredited by the Ministry of the Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. It means Like how the NPTEL courses are considered as an academic credit courses, the same thing NSQF affiliation is required, accreditation is required from the Ministry of the Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So all our IBSc programs are accredited by the Ministry of the Skill Development, NCVT, National Council for Vocational Education and Training. It's under Ministry of the Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India. Okay, so in the regulatory affairs, these are the regulatory associate, regulatory executive. These are the different positions are there. We teach the Indian MDR, US FDA, CE certification. What type of the regulatory practice is there in the particular country? We will teach at the classroom training. It's not an online. And for the working professional, we are already offering the online mode. That is a separate one. But I'm targeting about the offline mode for the graduate students who are looking for the entry level opportunities in the regulatory affairs. This is the one particular program we designed. The subject matter experts are with the almost 20 plus years of the experience in the regulatory affairs, those who have delivered the sessions. Come on to the second slide. Next slide. Yeah, the opportunities like regulatory specialist. Yeah, come back one. These are the different positions, like how the hospital as a biomedical engineer, senior biomedical. These are like how the hierarchy structure will increase. The same thing, initially they will start as a regulatory regulatory executive, and the QA or a specialist as a start the career. And with the 2 3 years of the experience, with adding the more certifications, it is not like, okay, I did the regulatory course and I will get the I will go to the higher positions. No, after every 2 years, education, skilling, upskilling is very very important these days. Like how the example is like a Nokia is not upgraded their technology, so it is a bagged. So the same principle applicable in the current job market also. In any domain, it's not about the one particular domain. Okay, continuous upgradation is very very important. And come on to the next slide. Yeah, radiology equipment. We are already mentioned in India, X-ray service training program IBSc AMTZ is the only organization offering this course. We successfully completed the 3 batches. It's not in a big number, like a 15, 18 candidates were trained in this closed training. It's in a closed training, like one faculty, and with the 6 7 participants will be there, and we'll teach the board level repair of the medical equipments. This X-ray missions in India. I'm talking about Indian perspective only, so we can take it at a global perspective. Each and every village there will be a diagnostic center and X-ray mission will be there. The huge number of the X-ray missions are there in India, so we require the service engineers generally in the radiology domain, X-ray service. If any candidate is joined any job with any company, X-ray I'm talking about the X-ray servicing, it takes minimum of any 3 to 4 years of the time to learn the uh, servicing. Literally the company may use the candidate like an helper only. Okay, so they will not teach because it's in a private it's not a, it's like a dealer company. And if they learn more, they may live within the 6 months or 1 year down the line. So there is a compromise about the salary here, because he is not earning any company any money to the organization. So he cannot expect the increments after the 6 months or 1 year of the experience. So unless he do the service, he cannot generate the revenue to the organization. So we designed the program, and then in these 3 months, earlier is a 3 months, now we upgraded to the 6 months. We included the CT module also, ultrasound module also, CR and DR systems also we included. So in this 6 months of the duration, we'll teach the electronics and the board level troubleshooting of the X-ray mission, and covering all the 6 7 equipments will be there. And there will be a field visit also, field visit training also will be there, and to the hospitals, various hospitals, we tie up with the local hospitals, and we take the almost 3 to 4 weeks of the field training will be there in the hospital. The next slide. Yeah. Post this radiology service training program, the candidates can get the opportunity as an X-ray service engineer. Our candidates were earlier, they joined in the L&S company and Siemens dealer company. They joined in the 1 year. They successfully completed the 3 company trainings at the GE Healthcare at Bangalore headquarters. They completed the product trainings, and the students are getting the good salaries also. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah, medical equipment service and maintenance. Obviously, first thing is the basic is the medical equipment, whether it is in a hospital equipment or the general service equipment. So we teach the anatomy, basic anatomy. Earlier is a 45 days program. Our CBME program is in that 45 days we just give the overview about the equipment. Now we are designed the program to give the theoretical knowledge also, so that biomedical and the non-biomedical like electrical, electronics and instrumentation. Those who are aspirant passionate in this area, they can opt for this program, and we cover these are the modules. Regulatory affairs is required, and the troubleshooting we will teach. And we are training these candidates in this particular in this program as a service engineer, as a sales engineer, as application specialist, and the hospital biomedical engineer. These are the four job roles, and plus one is the manufacturing. In the manufacturing there will be entry level opportunities will be there, either it is in the regulatory affairs, either it is in the production engineering, either it is in the either it is in the quality control. These are the five job roles will be there for the medical equipment maintenance. These are the different. It will give the multiple opportunities for the candidate with the medical equipment maintenance program. Regulatory affairs is especially focused on the regulatory. Radiology equipment specially focused on the radiology equipment. The next slide, please. The same thing for the laboratory. Laboratory is a specialized equipment, and it's about the market value of the almost 10,000 crores market value in India. In each and every village, we see the diagnostic center. I already mentioned. In the diagnostic, X-ray machine will be there, and the lab test equipment will be there. These are the two things compulsory we will see in each and every village. This is open for the biological science, life science candidates also, especially focused for the laboratory equipment. The next slide. Yeah, next slide. PG certificate in the electrical safety and the EMC and the EMI. So I mentioned the job roles, the earlier programs is either for the laboratory, for the radiology, and for the regulatory affairs and the general biomedical engineering domain. So another domains of the opportunities are there in India. The reason I mentioned this program is manufacturing. As the manufacturing is increasing, there is a required for the test engineers. The calibration engineers are required. So this is the program. We have the facilities at AMTZ. We have the EMCMI facilities in India. Where there are only two such type of the 10 meters chamber facility. One is in AMTZ. One is in Delhi ICAT. It's there. So with using these facilities, we designed this program. This program is also open for all the biomedical, ECE, EEE domain candidates, and they will learn the on-the-job training with our large facility. And with the 6 months of the experience, they will be a master in the testing procedures of the various electrical safety standing procedures. The next slide. Yeah. Yes. I see in the chat box there is a one question on the startups. For the startup also, it's not about the your degree that you are passionate in the start your own company. Some support is required on the innovations. These are the separate concepts like how the product is designed. If there is any some idea, if it is an electronic device want to make, the lot of electronics need to learn. A lot of circuits will be there, and the products will be designed. After that one product POC, proof of concept will be there. Then finally there will be some testings will be there. So these are the some course we designed like medical device innovation and the entrepreneurship. And in this, the objective is not the job. The objective is post 6 months of the training, the candidate should be able to start the startup company. We will support, we will give the preference to start the startup company in our AMTZ campus itself. We have the incubation council, medieval incubation council supported by the Niti Ayog. We have almost 75 plus startup companies are there. If any candidate really interested in the medical device innovation, AMTZ is the best place. The reason why means maybe the Bangalore, I'm just giving the comparison, maybe the Bangalore is the best place for getting all the availability of the things. If the product is manufactured, proof of test, concept is done, testing is done, licensing, everything is done. Finally, the end product of the incubation is the starting point of the manufacturing. For the manufacturing, AMTZ is the best place as of now. So for the startup companies also we support. We have the ecosystem we have, and we have these programs, the 5 programs I mentioned. If candidates have any queries, can post the queries on the chat box. Thank you so much. Can close these slides. Amit sir, we are getting the university also. From the next academic session, we'll start the university. It will be a distinct category, and we will start the MTech in medical device innovation and entrepreneurship, MBA in the regulatory affairs, and MTech in the bioengineering, and PhD in the biomedical engineering. It's like a specialized university. There, you guys maybe know me that I am also to study the biomedical engineering. When the Hamid Shah started his career in the year 2000, I joined as a diploma. Every time he will post that 20 years I completed, 25 years I completed Hamid sir. That time I started my career, means study in biomedical field in the year 2000. So after that, as you mentioned, during my diploma days, I worked in the hospital as a part of the course. Diploma 3 years and 6 months is the internship compulsory. 3.5 years of the course, and in the 6 months duration in the hospital, Amirpet Image Hospitals, I worked as an internship. I also did the internship without with a stipend of 450 rupees only. Uh, then I got a passion in the biomaterials. During the worked in the operation theater, in the operating the CM mission, in the orthopedic surgery, and in the open heart surgery, in the pacemaker surgery. So I got a passion in the biomaterials field. Then I decided to do the PhD, become a scientist. Then I completed my master's, bachelor's degree, master's degree in Usmani University in the year 2010. I completed. There is a no PhD degrees in India, biomedical department in IITs that time, very limited. So I failed to get the admission in the PhD in India. So I tried to get the opportunity in other countries. I went to Malaysia. I spent 4 years time there. But unfortunately, I'm not able to complete the degree due to some other financial reasons. There is no stipend availability. I need a job that time, so I came to AMTZ in the year 2017, and from past 7.5 years, I'm here, and I'm very happy that I'm doing the contribution to the biomedical community. At least during my days, there is no place to go and learn. It's only the on the job. Amit also done the on the job training. These days, there is some place where the candidates can go and get the skill, and they can start the career with the confidence and with the good salary packages also.
Thank you, Naresh sir. We have few questions here. Ms. Ikra has asked that is MBA in healthcare management system good option for BTech in biomedical engineering? Kindly address this question, any one of you.
MBA is a good option, but in particular about hospital management, I won't say it is like giving much value to it, but to have an MBA in any specialty will be a great chance for you to excel. But make sure that BTech in combination with MTech would be more preferable than going for MBA when it comes to biomedical engineering.
Madam, where is the question, ma'am? I'm not able to see at what time the candidate
Yes,
is time. Madam, take the questions from the top, okay, not from the bottom.
yes, those are already answered by all. So it is
Uh-huh.
2025, you can see. I will
825.
come on to it, yes. Then we have Mr. Srinivas Kumar who is asking what are the options we should consider before choosing a master's degree?
Wait a second, ma'am. Can I will address the previous question. Is
Yes.
MBA in the healthcare management system is a good option after the BTech in biomedical engineering? Okay, it's a good option only, but the healthcare, hospital administration, healthcare and hospital management, these all three courses related to the is the same. Okay, and this course is another new one. In the early 2000 it started. So many batches are there. Association of Hospital Administration, the association is there. Almost 3000 plus 4000 plus members will be there. Okay, the hospital field is there. It will increase only, but however the domain in the hospital administration is like a somehow reach it at the some level. Okay, you guys, if you are really interested in the biomedical domain, Sir said earlier, it's a sales is not the sales job. It's a technical job. 90% is a technical job. If you are going and meet the sell the cardiac stunt, you will meet the cardiologist. You need to know about the anatomy. Sales is just a 10% is a communication, and remaining 90% is a technology only, biomedical field. Okay, like how the Nokia is the best example. No? It is not upgraded the technology, and it's lost the market. The same way, biomedical field means sales. Majority of the jobs opportunities are there in the sales, not in the service field. Service field is the only in the limited areas, like the radiology products, service will be there. The reason is it's in a high end products. If you are going to any market, if any mobile is a damage, any laptop is damaged, any TV screen is damaged, either the service board will be the display board will be replaced, the power supply board will be replaced, right? You please check in our real cases. The reason is it's a market. They will do the repair, sell that product in the refit market, and they will sell us the new product only, new display or the new electronic boards. Okay, so majority of the jobs is there in the sales domain. MBA in the healthcare and management is a good only, but if you are doing this course, understand the concepts, healthcare, hospital administration, and however the opportunities, please come to the sales market. Okay, if you see the profiles of the in the LinkedIn, who are the managers, CEOs of the Indian medical device manufacturers, all the companies, top 100 companies in the world, they are in the operations in India. Please check their profiles. They are from the sales domain only. Out of 100% are from the sales domain only. If you want the good salaries, if you want a high salaries, then take it as target as towards the sales domain. Second question, ma'am.
Thank you, Naresh sir. I'm just taking the second question, just a second. So we have Miss Nikita. She has asked two questions. What are the companies that we can expect as a job? And hello, sir, please help us to understand how to land up in R&D sector.
Okay, at what time, ma'am, the question, where is the question?
So just a second, I'll copy the question. Just a
No, no,
second.
no, tell me the time, madam, time చెప్పండి. ఏ క్వశ్చన్ చూస్తున్నారు ఇవిడ? I want to see. Sorry.
This is 22.
At 22, sir, I have completed the MSc in the medical biotechnology, right? Right?
No, 2002.
2002. 2002, right? Can you tell
Yes,
me
sir.
the possibility for the startup?
What are the companies we can expect?
Dr. D. Nikita. Okay, firstly, okay, can you tell me the possibilities for the startups? As I mentioned, that startups, there is a good ecosystem in each and every state. It's supported by the Ministry of the that startup Niti Ayog, various startup Bangalore, like a Bangalore startup company is there in the Kerala also. It's there. Tamil Nadu startup ecosystem is there. It's a well-established one. They are supporting, but particularly for the area of the medical devices, my sincere recommendation to all the biomedical engineers, the passionate one from the other domains also, whether it is from the medical, physiotherapy, or the other domains. We highly recommended to visit once AMTZ, see in real the how we are supporting the startup ecosystem, whether it is to start their own startup companies and to get the grants for their research, the product development. Then you can take the decision. The second question from the D Nikita is, what are the companies we can expect? Yes, it's a medical device companies. Obviously, we have the manufacturers wise, 1,000 plus manufacturers are there. All the top level MNC companies, they are looking for the biomedical engineers. Due to the non availability of the biomedical engineers, they are forcefully taking the other candidates, non biomedical candidates, where they meet their requirements. So that's why biomedical and non biomedical, we recommend that electrical or electronics domain. If they are interested, they may not study the biomedical concepts, they can learn the biomedical concepts and get the opportunities in the entry level opportunities in the biomedical domain. So next to proceed to the
Thank you,
SAR,
sir. Next
Rajita.
question. Who are the
Yeah,
major Indian companies in this sector?
all companies are there. It's just a top companies, top 100 companies or top 500 companies in India. Around 250 to 300 companies. They are starting the operations. They have the operations in India. Metronics in Hyderabad, 1,000 to 2,000 people they are working. GE Healthcare is there. Siemens Healthcare is there. Philips R&D manufacturing facility is there in Pune. So these are the only 4 or 5 examples. For each and the top companies, they have the campuses in India. They have the operations in India, and now they are doing the manufacturing also in India. And one fine day, definitely, like how the IT, they're shifting the base for the all major companies. It's already happened now in IT field. The same thing will happen in the biomedical field also.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Amit Shah, sir, would you like to add something?
I think I need to leave also. I have few things to answer, but in general, I'll tell and I'll leave.
Yeah.
First of all, it is a complaint against Naresh. Naresh, you said nearly 820 or 770 people have registered, and your technical problem have limited to 100 people, which is really, I don't like it.
Yes, sir.
First of
Yes, sir.
all,
Very
those
apologies.
people, they have registered for a reason, maybe either due to the topic or due to your coordination or due to the presenter, whatever. It is not fair to have this kind of technical issue for
Yeah.
such a good platform. Now that's it. Second thing, uh, before I leave and before I answer some of the questions here in general, I don't want to go one by one. I want whoever participated so far completely listen to my session. Just I want your feedback in rating. If out of 10, how much mark you score to my presentation. Just to give 1 minute to give your feedback in the chat box, just for my satisfaction, or for any area of improvement from my kind of presentation. You can start. And in general, I want to tell you some reality about this field. I've been working, as I said, in last 24 years in this 25 years in this field. I've been connected with plenty of biomedical engineers globally. I was a silent player since 2019. I used to work, and that's it. But the moment I started writing about this field in 2019, I have gained a lot of followers in different platforms. Initially through Facebook, then later through LinkedIn. In a span of 3 years, my LinkedIn followers increased from 600 to 51,000. It is just because I keep giving my insights. I was keep writing about my experience. It got a global attraction, and recently I have wrote my first book and published, which is called Biomedical Engineering Kaleidoscope, which says about the life cycle of medical equipment from consumption to the till decommissioning, in relation with the roles of biomedical engineers in different cycles of different segments of medical equipment life cycle. If you are interested, if like if in one college, if you want to purchase in Amazon India, you can search biomedical engineering kaleidoscope and you can get it. It's up to your choice. I'm not forcing. In general, I want to tell you some reality because I'm closely connected with plenty of people around the world, especially from the biomedical engineering field. It is not very easy to get a job. It is not very easy to embark in this field of biomedical engineering due to several reasons. Unlike you imagine, it is like there are plenty of people coming out with this course, either directly by biomedical domaining in academic or even by electrical and electronics field. One big mistake people do here while searching for the job: don't go out of your locality or go out of your country without gaining at least 3 or 4 years of experience within your area. If you go out to an area where you expect a good salary, especially in Gulf countries or European countries or even in US, you will find it difficult. Otherwise, make sure that you are going to a place, to another country to for a higher studies. In parallel, you look for a job. It is fine. But if you are going simply searching for a job immediately after your diploma without having plenty enough experience, immediately after your BTech without having experience, and if you search a job abroad, you will be wasting a lot of time and effort and money, which you don't do. Gain at least 2 to 3 years of experience from the place where you learned or within the country where you are. Try to find a job. Maybe the salary might be less. Try to capture with your that. Try to adjust with that salary for a period of time. Then gain enough experience, exposure, and join courses like IBSC, what they do, it will be an added advantage. Then look for a job abroad. Don't jump out. It is a luck factor. You may not be finding a job very immediately. It is not like before. Before it was easy. Now it is really difficult. And if you want to make a startup, unlike other domain, if you have an innovative idea and you feel that it is unique, do research several times. If some sort of your idea is already implemented and it's available, don't jump for that. If you have a very unique idea, make sure with your contacts, with your researchers, it is not somewhere already available and you still feel that it is unique, go and start it. If not, gain some experience, have some good step on this field for some time, get the reality around you before you start. Otherwise, you would be losing your time, effort, and money. Okay. And the third thing, to an advice to all, even if you find a job right from your college or immediately after getting, after your course, keep studying. Don't ever let your book down. It's a field where highly technological evolution is happening day by day. You should not be outdated. You have to learn, a continuous learner. If you have enough passion and if you are a continuous learner, never ever this field will let you down, as I said earlier. Okay. And thank you so much for attending this session, and to thank you, Naresh and team, to give me this opportunity to interact with these youngsters. And I wish you all the success. Okay, Naresh might give you answers for your remaining questions.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, sir,
sir.
and very sorry for that, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's
Apology.
my fault only. I couldn't check with. I already mentioned there will be 250 plus participants will be there, but the range is less capacity. Yeah, it's my fault.
Okay, I'm leaving now. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Thank you. We will continue with the question answer session.
Yeah.
And we have next Ms. Nayan Ingole asking that, sir, can you please provide some information